And we are live because it is the Wrestlemania / NXT Takeover edition of Tops and Bottoms. And I was so stuffed this weekend.
Oh, yeah, but enough about your sex life. What'd you think of WrestleMania week?
It's fine.
It's also the week of the 10-year anniversary of Tommy Purr's in-ring debut, April 10th. So this is quite a celebration. And for those of you who have never seen Tops and Bottoms before, this is basically the show with Trixie, Mattel, and Katya just out of drag and as wrestlers.
It really is.
But I don't know which one we are. Some would think that I'm Trixie Mattel because of all the dolls and toys. But,
I mean, who are you talking to?
Joey has big
right
Trixie Mattel energy. Yeah. Joey has big Trixie Mattel energy, and I'm kind of just like his hot mess older friend. So I guess I'm the Katya. And I'm okay with that. It's about making loneliness work for you. Anywho, this bitch is taking the reins today. Tommy Purr is running the show because Joey had a very, very, very hectic schedule and did a bunch of podcasting. So I'm going to lead the charge on this one. And we're going to keep this under an hour, and we're going to see if my plan succeeds. I'm Tommy Purr, the Sin City Kitty, and with me as always is Joey Mayberry, the dad bod demigod.
The dad god demigod, the rhinestone cowboy, the southern fried stud superstar. Look at me. Look at my titties.
He is the chunks in your gravy on top of your biscuits. He is Joey Mayberry. And this is Tops and Bottoms with a couple of verses.
Well, Tommy, since you are taking the lead on this, why don't you go ahead and start? Tell us how this is going to work.
So, because I'm sorry, you can hear my cat Sable howling in the background because I've been laid a lot recently, and she has not, and she's really mad about it. In any event, we are going to be talking about Stand and Delivered both nights, as well as WrestleMania 37 both nights, and we are going to go down the list of each match, and we are going to top and bottom it, maybe verse it, maybe boot it. We're going to spend 1 minute, no more than 1 minute on each match, which, by the way, hold on, I'm going to get my timer out because I completely forgot that's what I was going to do. Timer. I know you feel, yeah. And then when it's off, that's it. We're just moving on to the next person with the opinion. We're each gonna have a minute to talk about the match.
Okay.
Bottom it, move on, and then at the end, whatever time is left over, we will elaborate on segments and other things and yada yada yada. So, with that in mind. Joey Mayberry, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
I know you're. Like, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Okay.
I'm on prep.
I'll see you in a couple years when you ask me for one of my kidneys. Let's see here. Hold on. I feel old. You guys are gonna see me being like this. He was making fun of me earlier for putting my glasses on because I couldn't see shit. Okay. Night 1 of Stand and Deliver featuring the NXT roster. We have the kickoff show, the kickoff pre-show, pre-match, pre-whatever. Zoe Stark, my girl, Zoe Stark, defeated Toni Storm. Joey Mayberry, go.
This match was an unfortunate bottom for me, even though Zoe looked really good.
And just tell me when you're done.
Oh, that's really about it. It got real wonky at the end. But honestly, I think it did so much for Zoe Stark. She looked really good, but it didn't really give Toni Storm anything, which is sad.
Cool. And you still have 37 seconds, so I'm just going to piggyback off of that. I'm going to raw dog my friend right now. Nothing, fuck him raw, leave dirty dishes in the sink. Anywho, basically, everything you said, I agree with. And that's why we're doing only 1 minute reviews for each match, is because Joey and I usually agree a lot on the same stuff. You know what? I was going to give it a verse, but I too am going to go with a bottom, but not because of lack of talent, because this match did tremendously well for Zoe. And congratulations, Teresa. You're always amazing. And Tony's good too, but this was the kickoff. It was a kickoff for a reason. And there's time. Woo! That was good. We had 2 seconds left. And see? So Zoe Stark versus Toni Storm is a bottom. Sorry. But now we're kicking off to the main show, which we start off with Pete Dunn versus Kashida. And Pete Dunn wins by defeating Kashida with the bitter end. And Joey, go.
This match was absolutely everything I needed. It was like one of the few matches on the card that didn't really have a stipulation like a title or anything on it. Yeah. But oh my God, Pete Dunne and Kashida are the masters of everything that they touch. They're both fantastic. This match was everything.
I guess I'll piggyback off of that too. I'm not even going to restart the timer. What I liked about this match is that they were trying to out-wrestle each other. It was not a sports entertainment match. It was not a Tommy or a Joey match. It was they tried to out-wrestle each other. And even though I'm campy as fuck and all about character, I was into this match. And I loved the hoverboard lock switch. That spot was great. Mm-hmm. And what else here? What do I have written? Yeah, that's basically it. What a strong opener. What a good opening to this main card.
I'm giving it a top, but I will piggyback off what you said, and I will say I kind of wanted Kashida to get the win.
Me too, but I don't think it hurts him to lose in this instance.
Not at all. Not against someone like Pete Dunne. Are you kidding me?
Never. And it's a double top, double penetration, no condoms, balls touching, same hole. There we go. I like doing it like this. This is really
fun.
Second match, we got Bronson Reed wins a 6-man gauntlet eliminator featuring. Oh God, I'm gonna fuck this up. Okay, I always call him Leo Rush, but it's Leon Ruff.
Yeah.
Leon Ruff, Swerve, Dexter Lumis. Oh, Dexter Lumis. LA Knight. So Lumis and Knight in the same match. Okay. Ooh, oh my God, I didn't write down everyone's name. Oh my God. Who was it? Oh, Bryan. Bryan. Your favorite. And let's go. Start, Joey.
Oh my God. This match, no lie, absolutely everything. Swerve and Ruff to start it off were just so good. That was the perfect duo to pick to start this match off, especially with the previous history. Mm-hmm. And then Bronson Reed came in. He slowed the match down as he naturally would. And then Cameron freaking Grimes. I know he came in after Lumis, but like, Lord, Lumis, Grimes, and then at the very end for LA Knight to come in. LA Knight cutting that promo to come in. So good. So great. The only thing this match is a top for me, but God, Dexter Lumis should have won. You had all this build up between Johnny Gargano and Dexter Lumis. Why didn't Dexter Lumis get the win here? And that's my thing. It's total top. Great action. Not a flaw in this match whatsoever, but I think Lumis should have won.
With 5 seconds to spare. Good job.
Thank you.
Starting with me with the 1 minute. Yes, this match was to determine who would face Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American Championship on night 2 of Stand and Deliver. And I agree with you wholeheartedly, not just because I fucking love Dexter Lumis, but he should have won. I don't understand why Bronson won and moved. I mean, Bronson's not bad at all. Don't think it hurt the match at all, but it was, for me, that triple German suplex was everything. Holy shit. And I also love a bit of this LA Knight, who I've known from the indies, and we're friends on Facebook. We're Facebook. Go back a long way. Sean Ricker is amazing, and he's so humble and talented. Him cutting that promo, and then Dexter Lumis locking him in that the silence choke, I'm just saying, I have a feeling that's a little foreshadowing right there with you have one guy who talks a lot and you have the other guy who's just completely silent. So for me, this is a top, especially with potential. And I had 1 second to spare there. There we go. Yes, phone. I thank you. Dismiss. Yes, thank you. All right. So double top once again.
Yes.
Third up on Stand and Deliver, night 1, we have Walter defending the NXT UK Championship against Tommaso Ciampa. And holy shit, Joey,
I know I'm such a women's wrestling person. That's what I am. That's what I gravitate to. And people are probably expecting me to be like, oh, Raquel and Io was the best match on the card. Nope, this was it. Walter versus Tommaso Ciampa, match of the night. Every little thing was just perfection. And I don't know if it was honestly via Walter, to be honest. Tommaso Ciampa is just perfection personified. I don't think he can put on a bad match. Every little strike that Walter gave, his selling made Walter look like $1 million because I've seen Walter look great. I've seen him look fantastic no matter what he's doing. But Ciampa just amped him up, like those chops. that one chop right after, I guess, the shine in the beginning that Ciampa was giving.
Yes.
That just floored him. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So good. Total top match of TakeOver.
1 second remaining. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Restart. Okay, for me, yes, complete top. Walter, what I love about Walter is he looks like an old school 1940s wrestler.
Yeah.
Look, there's really no pomp and circumstance with him. I get a very William Regal vibe, which is really, really good. That's a huge
like
compliment.
William Regal powerhouse.
Yeah, like you gave William Regal an evolution stone.
I have a William Regal right
there. What I also love about Walter is that his finisher is just that he beat Ciampa with that knife edge chop, and he makes it so believable that you're okay with that being a finisher. Like anyone else,
freaking big.
Anyone else using that as a finisher, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this shit?" You know. But just like when someone uses the heart punch, I hate the heart punch, but on the right person, they can make it look good, and that's just a testament to how talented he is. And it was good to see the Black Heart return and Ciampa talking about that.
You will escape and you will not survive.
So, in the unenviable position of following up what I agree with you is match of the night, we have MSK winning the NXT Tag Team titles in a triple threat match with Legado de Fantasma and the Grizzled Young Vets. Go.
Okay, legit. I had the task of following that match. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. It lived up, and it definitely followed. Because honestly, it's NXT TakeOver. There's not a bad match on the card. Let's be real. There's never really been a bad TakeOver match. Mm-hmm. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I can't think of one that comes to mind instantly. But MSK is great. I'm so happy to see them as tag team champions. But no lie, I love the Grizzled Young Veterans.
So I know. Those are your boys.
They are my boys. They're my Brits, and I think they're wonderful. The thing, I don't know what it is about them. They're old school Smash Mouth style, but I love MSK. I know Dez from the Indies really well, and I love him so much. Was really happy to see him get that win. And honestly, their meteoric rise is only heightened by how freaking good they are. MSK is baller. I'm happy to see them as champion. This match is a top.
Ooh, time. Wow, you nailed that right on time. For me, this is a top as well. Again, they were in the unenviable position, but any match like this, like normally back in the Divas era, this would have been a Divas match. Right after Walter versus Ciampa, it would have been the bathroom break match, would have been the comedy match. They came in hot, and the best way for them to kind of keep the fans' interest after Walter's match was basically going hot spot, which I read that spot for spot. But in this case, it was the smartest thing. And then they were able to, once they could gauge that they had the crowd right where they wanted them, then they were able to slow down and do their thing. And basically the ending was just a repeat of the Dusty Rhodes Classic. And it was just a nice little callback to all of that. So I'm so glad MSK won. I would have been fine with any team winning, though, to be honest. But it was really, really a good match. So
let's be real. There's no bathroom breaks on a TakeOver. Are we kidding?
Not at all. Not at all. All right. After the tag team title match, we hit the first main event of Stand and Deliver for the the first main event of Stand and Deliver, and it was night one's main event, obviously. Raquel Diaz finally winning the NXT Women's Championship by defeating Io Shirai, ending her 305-day reign as champion, something Toni Storm couldn't do, Mercedes Martinez couldn't do it, Dakota Kai couldn't do it, Rhea Ripley couldn't do it. And here we go. Go.
This match was great. This match was oddly paced for me because I thought we were going to see a bit more of Raquel being the dominant monster that she is.
Yeah.
But it was really Io this entire match. That skull dive, that's going to be in the highlight reels forever. Like, that's all it's going to do. It was monumental. This was fun. I thought it ended rather abruptly, but I thought it was only a testament to what a powerhouse Raquel Gonzalez is. And I thought this was a very well-paced match. It wasn't match of the night, but damn, it deserved to be the main event. It was solid. It was booked well. Not my favorite match that I've seen from these two, honestly, whether it be themselves or each other, but it was really great. It was a solid ending to the show, so I'm giving it a top.
Awesome. 5 seconds remaining, so that's good. Hold on.
I'm good at this shit. Look at me.
Close this door. Sable's fucking driving me insane. Anyone want a cat?
No, I've got 3. I'm already a cat lady. Don't need no more.
Oh, I know. Again, as I heard, someone said that doll ladies are the new cat ladies, and I feel so fucking attacked because I'm both.
Me too, as I'm playing with yet another figure.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with everything Joey said. Well deserved for Raquel. Who would have thought that when Raquel showed up that she was going to be the one to hold the title?
Nobody. Not Reina Gonzalez. Reina Gonzalez wouldn't have won anything, but Raquel Gonzalez will.
Or as I kept calling her, Raquel Diaz. Yeah, shout out to Shaul Guerrero.
Exfoliating ugly tour.
I love her theme song, by the way. I'm too hot to handle. Don't worry, I still have my minute timer going off, so this is all included because I agree with everything Joey said. I would not be surprised at all if this led to Dakota and Raquel. There's just something right there, I think, in kind of Dakota's demeanor that's like,
I don't want that because I want them to be a tag team on the main roster, but what can you do?
What can you do? And that's that. Good job. Good job on Raquel. It's well deserved. Mm-hmm. And so that concludes NXT Stand and Deliver Night 1. Joey, is it a top or a bottom? Oh, let me guess.
Oh, I mean, it's such a top. Like, it doesn't even have to buy me Olive Garden. I'll go ahead and just let it happen.
Okay, now your top moment, not just match, top moment of the show.
Oh, it's honestly a tie. There's 2 moments. It's a tie between that initial chop bump that Walter gave to Ciampa and that skull dive from Io.
Well, mine is the skull dive, so you stick with the Walter one, and I'll give mine to Io, and then we'll call it even. Your top match, clearly we both agree it's Walter versus Ciampa.
Yep, I already said it.
Yes, and something I didn't tell you we were going to do. You have to cut one match from this card, not counting the pre-show. Which match are you cutting?
Back
of the century.
Oh my God.
Knowing everything that we just witnessed and saw, which match are you cutting?
Oh my God, it was so good.
Vince McMahon is screaming in your ear, we got to cut for time.
Can I cut the pre-show? Can we put a match from the main show onto the pre-show?
Nope, pre-show doesn't count.
Oh, we're cut for time. I would. Oh God, the tag team title match.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, you know what? I would. Yeah, I'd say the same. All right.
NXT this week. Put it on Tuesday.
And also, the women only had 13 minutes. They were the second shortest match on the card, which is shocking. But you know what? They delivered. They stood and they delivered. Stand and Deliver Night 2 kickoff match. We had, you know what? We're not even going to talk that long about it. We had Breezango versus Killian Dane and Drake Maverick for the number 1 contendership to the tag team titles. We completely forgot about this match.
I love the theme song.
But it was forgettable, so for that I'm going to give it a bottom, only because I forgot it happened.
I forgot it happened, but once I remembered it happened, I liked the match. I love Killian Dane and Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick with a big guy as his partner is, you can't go wrong. It's perfection because Drake Maverick's kind of perfect as his little human.
Me with a big guy, you can't go wrong, So
it's the truth. About Drake Maverick and you being a slut.
So there we go. We're just going to gloss over this real quick. I just bottomed it because I forgot all about it, not because of lack of talent, because there's talent in that match. So we're moving on.
I said that before. I'm giving it a top. I enjoyed it.
All right, so the average score is a verse. So moving on, Night 2 of Stand and Deliver for NXT. Again, I have to I feel like an old Jewish grandmother. Night 2, we open up with a historic ladder match unifying the Cruiserweight Championship. Santos Escobar defeated Jordan Devlin. Go, Joey.
I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was fun. It was a lot of ladder stuff, not really anything that I haven't seen before. And honestly, ladder matches that are one-on-one, I don't fully enjoy half the time. I'm kind of like, okay, this is the one match where I need a clusterfuck. No lie, is a ladder match. This one I thought was going to be bigger, so I'm going to honestly give it a verse. I'm a little lukewarm towards this specific match. Although that Spanish fly off of the ladder, that was pretty, but it's not because it was a bad match or that either of them in the match were bad wrestlers or bad superstars or that it was booked badly. It was just my honest reaction was meh, so I'm going verse with this one.
I agree completely. I'm writing off of your time. I agree completely. It was good, but there was nothing new and nothing trend-setting. But to me, I'm going to give it a top because I enjoyed it.
Okay, valid.
All right. So, okay, stop.
Do you need to put a timer on?
For us, I do, because if I don't, then we won't stay focused. So here's my thing. If I disagree with you and have nothing new to add, we'll just keep moving on. So because we're already we did pretty well. We're already at 21 minutes, but we'll do that. But speaking of, I'm going to start with this one. We got Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon retaining the Women's Tag Team Championship, so the NXT Women's Tag Titles, against The Way, Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. I will start off. Kind of a basic match for me. It was a good tag team match. It was good. It was good, but it was not iconic. I love Indy's gear. I really feel like she's come into her own. Shotzi and Ember had the best entrance, I thought, was so fucking cool. I love how everyone was interacting as tag teams during like the little introductions. I thought that was great. The double eclipse was more of a whack moon. Wasn't really a double eclipse. And Shotzi with that suicide dive, girl, she almost died. And that scared me. So glad though that she was okay. They retained the match.
Shotzi's a pro at almost dying.
You know. So she's like the Darby Allin of WWE. There you go. She can't die. I'll give it a verse only because I felt it was a bit of a slow build in there.
Yeah. This match I felt was booked like the back of my hand. Like I absolutely know it. Like it's literally like the back of my hand. Like nothing else is. Meh.
It wasn't iconic. It was a verse. It was a strong verse.
Was that some solid shade? I'm proud of that one.
I honestly thought you forgot there for a second. But speaking of verses, we had plenty of verses because I know.
Oh no! Did I say this was a verse?
Oh, I meant for myself. What are you grading it?
I'm giving it a bottom.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's fair. Again, this is nothing personal. It's just like our own enjoyment level. So no one hate us in the comments. This is just enjoyment level. Moving on. We said bottom. I'm sure there's a couple bottoms in this match. I think they're all verses to a point. We've got Johnny Gargano defeating Bronson Reed to retain the NXT North American Championship. Johnny Gargano is coming out with his tag team partner, protege, Austin Theory. I will go ahead and start this one because I branded him the himbo, which, by the way, someone called him a himbo on Reddit, and it's going. I expect royalties. The backstabber, loved the backstabber. That looked like it killed Bronson. The Reed's dive to Austin Theory on the outside. Holy shit. I never want to see that coming towards me because I would freak out.
You see Godzilla do a suicida.
Bronson Reed is kind of like just Keith Lee with a different skin color, and that's a compliment. I love that. Like he moves like Keith Lee. They're big dudes who can move fast and all that stuff. I love it. So it gives me hope.
That was pushing it. What does Tommy Purr ride? Dicks in the line.
You guys love it. That's why you tune in. But for me, this was a top. I enjoyed this match a lot. All three really talented in this match.
Oh yeah, this was fun. It was definitely a nice little pick-me-up because I was very disappointed that it wasn't Loomis because just storyline progression. Where did it go? I don't know, but this match, nice. I'm going to give it a top. And also, Bronson Reed, severely underrated.
Very underrated. That's the only reason why I'm not mad that he won the Eliminator. I watched both nights back to back because I had to work.
Mm-hmm.
I had to burp. So for me, like, you know, I would have been like, oh, God, Dexter Loomis didn't win. But because he put on such a good show and the match was so good and he has great chemistry with Gargano, I was okay with it. So, top. Let's see here. Next up after that, we have basically, it's just the rest of the top of the show. You got Carrie, I almost called him Killian. Karrion Kross defeating Finn Balor to win the NXT Championship. Joey, you start.
This was good. It was just good. I feel that that's the motto for night 2. For even when we get to WrestleMania, that's been like kind of night 2 was a bit slower than night 1. This match, I kind of wanted more. I honestly did. I thought there was going to be more, but you know what? Scarlett always kills it. I thought Scarlett was great. It was what I expected. I thought that Finn Balor was just a placeholder until Karrion Kross was able to come back, and ding ding, I was correct. So not mad about it. I'm going to give it a top, but I think there could have been more from this match, though.
Yeah, I'll give it a top. I liked Karrion's psychology working, just those pummels to like the back, and then his finishing move at the end and winning that match. Fucking great. I hope this means maybe Finn's coming back up to the main roster because I really think that they could utilize him. I think it's time. But
sorry, you just spoke of pummeling Finn Balor, and I'm just like,
Finn Balor. But I will say this: was not a fan of Cross's gear. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I like the gladiator motif, but not for him because that doesn't no. And it's so weird because you have someone like Scarlett who's like this gothic, macabre, heavy metal looking thing, and then he's coming out here with his little gladiator skirt. I go, no. Cross is not a guy who needs that. So, but it's still a top of a match for me. Everything that you said, it was something I was going to highlight. Next up is what we need to talk about. The best match of both nights, the best match of this night. We are going to talk about O'Reilly versus Cole, the unsanctioned match. And fucking what a top. Yeah. That Joey, what do I always say about weapons? I can't stand
Finn Balor pummel who? What?
We're talking about Cole now. Cole and O'Reilly.
Okay.
What do I always say about weapons? I can't fucking stand the kendo stick. I cannot stand the kendo stick. So to see these guys bring out unique weapons for this match, I was so happy. Cole whipping that like electrical board or whatever at O'Reilly's face was amazing. The toolbox, the chain was so awesome. Him using it as a clothesline to basically almost try and decapitate O'Reilly. Awesome. Everything about this match, going through the actual ramp and stage, and then him tearing the side of it to drag him out, fucking aces, amazing.
Like, what? WrestleMania who? Like, this match was, honestly, besides Bianca and Sasha, there's not a match on Mania that compared to this match. Freaking Cole and O'Reilly put on a spectacle.
And this is why they had their own event, because there was no way they were going to be on Mania and being allowed to outshine everyone else.
Everyone else. Like, literally, this main event of night 2 made up for the fact that the rest of the show was a little bit meh, was a little bit like, because this match was daddy. Like, say its name. Like,
it was worth the build and it was worth the match. And that's how you deliver it. So you said it's a top, right? It's a top?
It's a total top.
Got it. Now, clearly we both agree this is the top match of the show. What was your top moment?
Top moment, honestly, probably both of them going through the ramp. Probably just that moment. Because it was built so well, and it wasn't something that I really saw coming, despite the fact that it's a very obvious spot, something they do a lot. They go through the stage. But it was, well, I think it's just because it was the ramp. It wasn't the stage.
Mine was the chain clothesline. So good. So unique. Thank God, not a fucking kendo stick spot. We'll get to that when we get to WrestleMania. Now, you have to eliminate one match. Time constraints, not including the kickoff show. What match are you axing?
The women's tag team title match.
You know what? I'm going to have to agree with you. Sadly enough, not because of lack of talent, just it was probably the weak link in this show, which it's still a strong link, which is still good.
Here's the thing. It's a strong link, but I enjoyed the kickoff tag team match more. I'm not going to lie. I did.
I mean, I would probably say the same thing if I could remember it.
The shade of it all as I drink my wine from the skulls of my.
I love Breezango, and honestly, I think I just had a lot. There's been a lot of shit going on, so you know what? It is what it is. So
it is.
Forgive me. You know, it's not because of lack of talent, it's just because of my own memory skills. All right, moving on. Night 1 of WrestleMania. Hello, Santina Morella. It's WrestleMania. It's WrestleMania.
Stop it.
What's wrong, Joey? You don't like Miss WrestleMania? Okay.
Lesbiana.
Night 1 of WrestleMania. We have opening up the show. There was no kickoff, right? I didn't miss something, did I? Was there?
I don't know. WrestleMania was 16 and a half hours long, so
16.
But no, there wasn't a kickoff because of weather.
That's right, except they had people coming out, and we'll talk about that if we have time at the end, which I think we will.
A little bit of kudos before we dive in. The fact that it was delayed and all these people just cut promos on the fly and not one of them was really horrible, kudos.
I mean, I think WWE is going to start giving people more trust, which I think, there you go. Everything happens for a reason, you know? I'm going to say this before I forget because I will forget, just like that kickoff show match. I told everyone WrestleMania and NXT, or not NXT, but WrestleMania will deliver match-wise. The build has sucked, but the matches will still deliver. And even though some of them were kind of clunkers, they still delivered. So and people were happy. People I knew were happy. So everyone, what does that tell you? Shut the fuck up.
Thank you.
Watch the show.
Thank you.
Yes, you know, and it's just like Drag Race. You watching doesn't make you an expert on drag. It just means you're a fan of a TV show. Shut up. So,
so lucky.
Night 1, we open, shockingly enough, with Lashley retaining the WWE Championship. I can't talk today. The WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre.
Great kickoff. Great. Wonderful. I thought the match was very hard hitting. It was everything that it needed to be. Nothing more, nothing less. Am I going to be like, this was match of the night? Fuck no. But this is a great way to open the show, a great way to start WrestleMania. And honestly, the WWE Championship kicking off WrestleMania is a good way to go about things. A really good way to go about it. I don't disagree. But I agree with Bobby Lashley retaining. I didn't want to see Drew as the champion again because honestly, that's a little bit played out at this point. So great booking, great storytelling, and then going out there after being delayed and being stressed and still putting on a solid show. Boom, top. Great way to start the show.
I thought it was bottom. I thought it was bottom because with that delay, I figured they would have came in hot. Like hot. The crowd in the rain. That was my thing. Just come in hot, treat it like a Goldberg match, give them all the big moves, big spots, and then just go home. Kind of like MSK coming in right after Walter versus Ciampa. I figured they should have done that because the crowd had just been dumped on with the rain, and it's kind of like you kind of got to get them revved up, you know? Again, not for lack of talent, though. I didn't hate the match. I just felt like booking-wise, maybe some perspective. Get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I disagree with you, but I get what you're saying.
Love that Lashley retained. I do want to see him move on to someone else, but according to Raw going on right now, that doesn't seem to be the fucking case. But anywho, yeah, moving on. We have match number 2, which is the match I was looking forward to that I called weeks ago. It is the women's tag team turmoil match. We have Okay, hold on here. The winners will face Shania Payne on night 2 of Wrestlemania. We've got Guns N' Roses, or also known as Blonde and Bitchin', or Blonde Ambition.
Or Mandana.
Mandana. We have too many names for them. I love them. Riot Squad, Team Dayglow with Lana and Naomi, not Tamina, Natalia and Tamina, and who? Oh, Billy and Carmella.
Yes.
So B and C. Do you want to start off with this one? Or you want me to start off? I'll start off with this.
Sure.
I booked it. I'm gonna go real quick. Blonde and Bitchin', Guns N' Roses, loved their outfits. I love this whole hot pink Barbie motif. I know that when you saw it, Joey, you're like, oh, Tommy is living for this right now.
I knew you were going.
I loved when Mandy slipped and she got up like nothing fucking mattered when she fell on the ramp because of the rain. Dana Brooke with the nip slips. My gosh, girl, get your moment, girl. Get your moment. Loved the Riot Squad's Harley and Joker motif. Loved Tamina and Natalia. They are a legit tag team now. I give it to you, Joey. I give it to you. Your face. I give it to you.
I'm waiting for the butt.
No butt. There's no butt. There's no butt.
So what did you give this match? A top or a bottom?
I'm just going over everything. I'm eating up my time. Thank you. Reclaiming my time. Anywho, I was going over all the things that I liked. But you know what? I'm going to give it a top. There were some clunkers in this match. There was some miscommunication. However, I was entertained by it. So I'll give it a top. Yeah, sorry.
No.
No, you're correct. Go ahead.
This bottom a shower shot because it was messy. This match.
I liked it. Whatever.
No. This match stumbled from the very beginning and it just did not recover for me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it because I love every single woman in this match. I am a women's division stan since I started watching wrestling. But this, ooh, girl. Oh, no. That roll up on Naomi, that was so sloppy. And then I was like, wait, they're eliminated already. And then Billy and Carmella could not function well. They were clearly thrown together. Even though Carmella looked fierce as hell. She really did. That gear was everything.
Carmella looked fucking great.
Guns N' Roses didn't save anything. It should have just been the Riot Squad versus Tamina and Natalia because they were the only two teams that really held that together.
I think that's also why, that's a reason why I enjoyed it so much was, and we're going to go over the time on this because clearly this is controversial. I have a controversial opinion since everyone hated this match. But I don't give a fuck. I was entertained. Yeah, like Tamina and Natalia now look like a legit tag team. Tamina's getting over. Tamina's getting over in front of a live crowd. Holy shit, that's amazing. Riot Squad really pulled it out. Like, they were the stars of this match. And I'm sad they didn't win because I feel like they deserve it. And, you know, I give it a top because I was, you know what? I can enjoy a match even with a couple of botches. Like, I really can't. You know what I'm saying? It's like, whatever. Whatever.
A couple?
A few.
The swingers thing? Because there were more than a couple.
Listen, it's not like we're watching Jenna Morasco in TNA wrestling Charmel. I do need you to relax. I need you to
breathe. Not relax. Hashtag the first ever declared messy bottom.
Ladies and gentlemen, I will be looking for a new podcast to join as co-host. Apparently, I'm getting fired. It's okay. You can replace me.
You're not getting fired. I enjoy having a debate, but messy bottom.
You know, whatever. I admit, if I was sitting here saying it was a wrestling clinic, I could imagine you being upset.
It needs to go to the wrestling clinic.
I went to the wrestling clinic recently. I'm fine.
We know. Last week, we heard all about you getting tested.
Hey, shut up. Shut up. Everyone get tested.
Okay, let's move on.
Finally. Next up, oh yeah. We have Cesaro. I'm eating right now. Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. And Cesaro winning this matchup in what I will call, and this is all I'm going to use my time for, really. Great match. A solid fucking match. Great entrance for Seth, even though the wind was knocking the flames out on the ramp. It just looked really, really good. You can't have a bad match with either man. And it's a solid top for me. Go, Joey.
Solid top for me. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm really annoyed with Seth Rollins in WWE right now. He just gets under my skin. He's just rubbing me the wrong way, and that's probably a great thing because that means you're doing your great job as a heel. So, you know what? Kudos to him. But honestly, such a good spot where he was just doing that armless spin that I don't even know what to call it. It's the Cesaro spin, and I loved it. This match was a total top. I really enjoyed it.
I will say this, Seth, stop with the flames motif outside of the ring because you're not Tina Burner. This is not Drag Race. I'm going to need you to just bring it down a notch. Thank you.
Come on, Tina Burner.
Tina Burner. No, absolutely not. Anywho, next up, again, another short review probably. For the Raw Tag Team Championships, we have Omos and AJ Styles defeating champions The New Day. Joey, start.
Didn't hate it.
But didn't love
it. You know, I'm all for a big man. I think big men are really good at what they do, especially when you have a good one. I'm not sure yet if I find Omos to be a good one yet. There's just a lack of personality there that needs to showcase. And I get that AJ's supposed to be the mouthpiece of this entire thing. That's fine. But if you're going to sit there and dwell on this whole Omos, the big man's in the match, Omos is in the match, I need more than him just being big. That's and when you have people that are like the New Day who are just dripping with charisma, like there's nothing they can't say that's not entertaining. No, thank you. This was a verse. It wasn't bad.
I agree with everything you said. For that, it would be a bottom for me. And a bottom for me because of the fact that Omos was I know the crowd popped as soon as he got the hot tag, but he was really boring. There was no it didn't seem like he was in the match. You know what I'm saying? Like
I didn't think it was bad.
No, I don't think it was bad. I'm just saying I'm talking about his performance. Just it pulled me out of it. Like when you're on the apron as a tag team partner, you are also selling. You have to be selling that you're in this match and focus on trying to get in, being aware that your partner's getting beat up. Also, what bothered me the most was that the New Day seemed like the heels in this match.
Not to me.
Well, that's how it came across to me. It's kind of a bottom for me. I was not really.
I can respect you saying that's a bottom. Much more than you saying Tag Team Turmoil was a top.
Because I was entertained. Like I knew it was either going to be amazing or it was going to be a train wreck, and I was going to laugh my ass off.
Let me entertainment you.
It's like saying, my favorite match is a Fulfill Your Fantasy Battle Royal. You know, it's just fun. It's whatever. But I hope Omos shows more charisma or character or whatnot. He just didn't seem like he seemed checked out through the whole match. Maybe it was.
I feel like also we've totally stopped our 1 minute thing. We're totally like.
Well, I'm also keeping track of the time, so we're okay. But we had leftover time from Cesaro and Seth, so you're good.
Okay.
Next up, we have our steel cage match with Braun Strowman defeating Shane McMahon.
Bottom.
What?
Bottom. Bottom.
Really?
Bottom.
Why?
Shane McMahon dove off a thing. Great. The only part of this match that I was like, cool, I'm glad this is happening, was when Strowman ripped the cage apart. I thought that was cool. I thought that was something we haven't seen before. So sweet. But otherwise, I don't need any more green slime. I don't need Braun Strowman saying, I'm doing this for everyone that's been called stupid anymore. I don't need any more of this. Bottom.
I was going to give it a verse, but I'm going to throw you a bone. If you leave me alone about the Tag Team Turmoil match, I will agree with you about this match.
Cool.
Okay, good. And we're moving on. Oh yeah, we saw Jackson Riker. We saw Jackson Riker at the beginning of this match. I was like, oh, Joey's head's exploding. Next up, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus Jomo and Miz up top. Bad Bunny, I think, did the best out of any fucking celebrity. Here's my thing. I was not for or against Bad Bunny when he showed up. I was just kind of like, everyone stop bitching. Like, this always happens. A celebrity always gets a match, usually. And secondly, stop. Just everyone shut up on both sides. It doesn't matter. I don't know who Bad Bunny is, but he did so well. I was more impressed with him than Damian Priest. I was like, can we keep just Bad Bunny? Like,
I wasn't upset with Damian Priest. I wasn't upset with anyone in this match.
They all
played their part.
Amazing. Damian Priest's gear was amazing too. I wish Bad Bunny had more like flashy gear, but his ring stuff did the talking for him.
My thing, and it's not that I'm like he's my overall type or anything like that, but I saw his thirst trap picture and I was like, boy, why are you wearing clothes?
He's letting his talent do the speaking for him. That's good. I can appreciate that. But at the top, I think all four men were amazing. I think
your spot.
And you know what, Miz, you guys all need to fucking just thank Miz for always carrying people and making everyone look good. The end.
Agreed. 100%. The Miz is a total underrepresented talent.
Yeah, he's a gem. And next up, speaking of gems, we have the main event.
Oh my God.
We really need to just say anything. I think everyone knows that we're going to give this a top. It's Bianca Belair winning the SmackDown Women's Championship from Sasha Banks. And the first time ever in the history of WrestleMania, 2 black women main eventing WrestleMania. Go, Joey.
I appreciate so much how historic and monumental on so many different levels that this match was. I appreciate it. But aside from that, aside from how historic and how great it was, this match was everything. This goes down as one of my favorite matches in WrestleMania history. You know, I get it. A lot of people are so focused on how much it was representation that I think it takes away from the fact that these 2 women went out and put on one of the best matches in WrestleMania history. They really did. And it was so good. It was so well produced, so well done. That military press where she climbed up the stairs and tossed Banks back into the ring, that fucking hair whip and that welt on Sasha Banks's neck. This was perfect. There was nothing bad about it. Complete perfection.
Yes, I agree with everything stated. I feel like these women knew that their build had been absolute shit, so they knew they had to kill it. They were already going to kill it.
They were.
Good build, bad build. If they were men, if they were white women, they were going to have a great match regardless. Take out the representation part, and you still have a phenomenal, excellent match.
To quote Aja, they could go out there in a fucking diaper.
It's honestly like you look at Bobcat, the first woman to hold our hardcore title, Godfather's Hoe. Take away the fact that she was a woman, she's just a regular nobody who held the title and then moved on, right? With the girls, take away their gender and their skin color and how historic it is. It's still a fantastic fucking match. It is amazing. They killed it, and you can sense the emotion in Bianca nearly in tears during the introduction, and there's video of Sasha trying to sell, but she's smiling after the match. Amazing.
I'm happy about what they did, but honestly, if you want to put accolades into this match, it was better than Cole and Riley.
Yeah, you know what? I would say even. They were both so good. I don't like to compare. I don't like to compare because you know what? They both were telling different stories, you know? So
it was just such a good match. It's so good.
Good match. So that's definitely one of the best. And yeah, that's all I got to say. I don't think we can reiterate anymore. So with that in mind, top moment of the show.
Bianca's hair whip.
Because she doesn't use it that often. The first one
it paid off because that crack just echoed.
I mean, it echoed when she did to Reginald on SmackDown. Like, it was like, shit, girl, you picked that, so I'll pick something else. I honestly want to say, oh God, I'll say the military press was probably my favorite.
I thought you were going to go Bad Bunny's Canadian Destroyer on me.
No, you want to know why? Because no, I like the Canadian Destroyer, but it's not. I'm not one of those guys who's easily impressed with like, oh my God, you know. That military press stepping up the stairs, like holy shit, like amazing. Top match, I think it's clear.
Sasha and Bianca.
Duh. And you have to cut one match. Which match are you cutting?
Tag Team Turmoil. Bye.
You know, I still, even with what we know, I would have cut the steel cage match. Because
you know what? I'm sorry. I changed my answer. You know why? I blocked the hatred of that out of my brain because it put me in a negative headspace. Bottom! Bye.
The steel cage match really didn't do like anything. Beating Shane McMahon doesn't really do anything for anyone anymore. You know, it's kind of like he's not an authority figure really anymore. So it's kind of like at least the tag team turmoil match gave us a number one contender for the next night for the tag team titles. So moving on, speaking of, we are making good time. Hopefully this wraps up in 9 minutes. Doubtful, but we'll see. Night two of WrestleMania. We open up with Randy Orton defeating the Fiend with one RKO. Joey.
Match itself, no me gusta. Alexa Bliss, me gusta. Oh my God. So, I know that we're not talking about Raw till next week, but the follow-up to this, the fact that we might possibly get Fiend versus Alexa and some sort of playoff with that, and the way that this was done, it left everyone intrigued. And I know so many fans were like, this happened, and it should have been a nice or bigger thing. Shut up. This was entertaining. This was fun. This was different. Loved it.
Randy Orton got his revenge. He moved on. We saw basically Alexa turn against the Fiend because now he's created this monster that's bigger than him. There's rumors that she could be bringing Aleister Black, which is interesting if you think about it. Alexa Bliss, Aleister Black, the play on the name. The way she's dressing, the way she's sitting, a lot of people are pointing that out, and he has a dark character that he wants to debut. I'm all for this, and for people saying that WrestleMania is the culmination of storylines, have you not watched WrestleMania? Usually WrestleMania is the catalyst for a lot of feuds.
But so it did culminate. It culminated Randy Orton and The Fiend. Now
we're moving on to Alexa versus Fiend. So top for the storyline, bottom for the match. That red lighting.
I'm kind of over the thing, but I'm not going to give the match a bottom just because match wasn't bad. It was what it needed to be. This was a storyline thing. Overall top.
No, for mine, I couldn't really see or get into anything because that red lighting was really painful to my eyes. So it has nothing to do with the physicality or the outcome of the match because I don't care about that shit because I know it's going to be a storyline. Whatever. So, yeah. Anywho, next up we have on night two still, we have Shania Payne retaining the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships against not Tamina.
I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I didn't think it was iconic, but I loved seeing Tamina get her moment. And I liked the overall play of the match. I think this should have been just the build up to the match. I think maybe Tag Team Turmoil should have been on SmackDown on Friday to make up this match. And I think they would have made it better. But honestly, not a bad match. I enjoyed it. I'll give it a top.
I'll give it a top as well, mainly because it was so good to see Tamina finally, after years, she hasn't been this relevant or over since AJ Lee. No. And in my opinion, she always should have been the one to take the Divas title off of AJ after turning against her. And it was a missed opportunity. So happy for Tamina. So happy they finally followed my advice and put her in gear that accentuates her figure and doesn't just hide her and pad her to make her look bigger. Girl looked great. Good for her. Wish that she and Natalya had won. Moving on.
Agreed.
Moving on. Kevin Owens defeats Sami Zayn with Logan Paul at ringside. Joey, go.
Logan Paul did nothing. There was no reason for him to be here. I don't like that guy. Moving on from that, solid little match from Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Nothing new. I will give this a verse.
Yeah, it was a verse for me. It's a filler match, but you can't go wrong with Kevin versus Sammy.
No.
I feel like in this era, this time period right now, the times that we live in, this conspiracy theorist angle should be a little bit more prominent and pronounced. And it just seems like it's being overshadowed by a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Sammy is really, really, really playing this up as much as he can.
Was a ridiculous thing to put in this match.
I have no idea why they did that, especially given I don't like Logan Paul for what he did that in that Japanese suicide forest. But I will say this: what a fucking great stunner! He did take that stunner very fucking well.
He did, but I don't want to give him praise.
I hate doing it, but you know what? Game recognizes game, so you kind of. I'm not a fan of his, but that stunner looked vicious, and it was good. So good job for Kevin Owens. I'll give it a top because the action was good. Next up, we have Sheamus defeating Matt Riddle for the United States Championship.
Not a bad match. Glad Matt Riddle's not the champion anymore. I have no other words for this. This was
verse. It's a verse. I felt like this kind of got thrown together. I don't know why this match had to happen. I am glad Riddle's not champion. I just can't get into Riddle at all. Love Sheamus.
It helps. I'm so bored by the idea of talking to this, and I'm just drawing on my fingers.
You're so funny. I'm going to praise Sheamus, though, because I've always been a fan of Sheamus. Good on Sheamus for that top rope white noise, and he slipped, but it was safe. And the crowd, I don't know. I don't think the crowd chanted anything like they didn't like boo him or anything. So, which was good. So thank you, crowd, for not being toxic as fuck. Appreciate it.
We do appreciate a non-toxic crowd.
Yeah, exactly. So what we say, verse? We're giving it a verse? I'm giving it a verse. Are you giving it a bottom?
I'm giving it a bottom because I don't care.
I'm giving it a verse because I like Sheamus, and he really worked in this match. Next up, Nigerian drum fight, Big E Langston versus Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews walks out with the Intercontinental Championship.
Okay, Nigerian drum fight. Here's the thing. You already had a match called the Symphony of Destruction match, and this was the same exact thing. So you should have just done that instead of doing this weird thing just because of what Apollo Crews' gimmick is. Boo on that. And then boo on having him take the title from Big E because I'm so done with the storyline. And then double boo on commentary and WWE thinking that we're freaking idiots because you had Daba Kato come out and they're like, who is this man? Who is this man? I'm like, he's Daba freaking Kato, who was on Raw Underground for 4 freaking months last year. We know who he is. We're not dumb. Stop it. So, boo, bottom. And I love Big E, and I wish it wasn't a bottom because, honestly, I would like to see more from Apollo Crews and Big E. I think they're great. I think this match could have been so much more if it was just a freaking singles match.
Yeah, the only good thing I can think of about this match is the fact that Big E is hopefully on to something bigger and better, meaning the Universal title picture. Because this, no. Move on. I'm hoping he moves on to something better. I don't care. I don't care about this. I tried to care because they clearly are working hard, and I do love Big E. The debut, the way he got screwed over. Did anyone use any of the drums?
I don't remember, honestly, because I didn't pay much attention to this match.
How are you going to call it a Nigerian drum fight and no one uses the drums, of which there are plentiful at ringside? How the fuck are you going to call it a Nigerian drum fight and start the match off and start beating each other with kendo sticks? Oh, bottom. I'm so tired of fucking kendo sticks. They should be banned. Next up. And this breaks my heart. Rhea Ripley wins the Raw Women's Championship from Asuka.
Not mad. I knew it was going to do it, and I love Rhea Ripley. I love her. She's one of my favorites. And, you know, I thought the match was a little bit slow pacing. I didn't think it was the best match that I've seen between the two of them. I knew what was going to happen going into it. They didn't swerve me. And while I'm super, super excited that Rhea Ripley is the champion, this match didn't deliver in the way that I thought it was going to.
Exactly.
So I'm going to give it a verse just because it was a good match. That was it. Like, it was a good match.
It was a Raw is War match. It was a Raw match. It was not a WrestleMania match. And there's that to it. I agree with you. Also a verse. Moving on, we finally have the main event. Roman Reigns retains his Universal Championship against Edge and Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match.
Such a good match.
It was a good match. I just wish it wasn't Roman who had won, because I know we're all kind of fatigued with just the same old. And you had two challengers that any of the fans could have gotten behind.
Here's my thing, is where you go. What do you do now that you've got Roman Reigns, who's defeated Edge, the big comeback, the Royal Rumble winner, and Daniel Bryan? Who's next? That's my thing. Is there someone that you're going to swerve us with on SmackDown that's debuting? Are we getting an NXT call up? Because I'm searching up and down the roster and I'm looking. The only thing I was thinking is, please let Paul Heyman betray him and Brock come out to close WrestleMania. Wouldn't have hated that. Despite the fact that I don't really care for Lesnar, I wouldn't have hated that close to WrestleMania.
Yeah. Yeah. The match wasn't bad. It's a top, but my thing is, maybe this means that they're going to move Big E into a main program, or they're going to really, really push Cesaro.
Agreed.
So
Cesaro. Yes. Have Cesaro beat Roman Reigns. Okay with that. Please do that.
I'm hoping that that's what it is, because then Cesaro wins the belt. Then you can have Cesaro versus Edge or Daniel Bryan.
Yes. I'm okay with that. Very okay with that. 100%.
Top match of the show.
Of this show. Ooh, this is a hard one.
Yeah, because everything was a bit meh.
I'll go with the main event. I think the main event was probably the best match.
I'm going to have to agree. Everything else doesn't seem...
Because I really did enjoy the Randy Orton Fiend stuff, but it was a moment. It wasn't really a full match for me.
Yeah, it felt more like Randy versus Alexa, to be honest. Yeah. Which I didn't hate. I just couldn't see. The red lighting made it so difficult for me to see. I couldn't enjoy anything in the match.
I can't stand the red lighting. I think that needs to go.
And your top moment of the show.
Oh, Alexa.
I'm gonna have to wager definitely Alexa. That Alexa and Tamina getting chance. Tamina getting chance and cheers, like, come on, that was great for her. Now we come to the part you have to eliminate one match because of time. Who are we eliminating?
Riddle and Sheamus.
Yeah, because I love Kevin Owens too much to cut him, even though he had
the Nigerian drum fight.
Yeah, you know what? You say Sheamus, I'll say the Nigerian drum fight. How's that? You know,
that works. It's one of the mid cards.
It's just, yeah. You know, I love Sheamus and I love Big E, but unfortunately, I don't. Those matches were, yeah. Just, I will say in the Nigerian drum fight, I did enjoy that the Uranagi onto the steel steps. That looked brutal as fuck. That was really good. But yeah, look at that. It is an hour and 3 minutes. If we take away the intro that we did, it's like, what, 5 minutes off? We actually did finish this in under an hour.
And I have a beautiful hand.
Oh my God. You and your hentai artwork on your own hand. So is there anything that we did not cover, like segment-wise, or anything that you want to throw out there that we saw on these shows?
Boo on Hulk Hogan dressed as a pirate. Boo on Bailey getting smashed by the Bella Twins.
Why? Unless the Bella Twins are coming back, I don't see what the point of that was.
And
Bella's little Hall of Fame dress. I'm sure Jake is gonna hate on me for this. That whole ensemble. Brie looked amazing, but then Nikki, I was like, girl, I understand your branding, but this is not the time. I didn't like it either. I was like, oh my God, it's like a gay dude dressed a lesbian softball player up for a formal game and said, go out there and wear this. It was just like,
I respect what you say. I don't necessarily agree with how you said what it is. I don't think that's necessarily what it is, but I respect what you said.
it's just I get it. The branding, girl, that's your brand. But it's Hall of Fame. Just try.
She tried.
She tried and she failed. I'm like, Nikki. Oh, but yeah, I give it up for Bayley for trying to at least get something out of this. You know, she was more of a host than Titus and Hulk Hogan.
And she didn't have to dress as a pirate.
No, and I love that. I don't know if you've noticed, but John Cena is not here tonight. I laughed my ass off. I was like,
come on, you couldn't have done a better thing than that. I was like, that's a dated dig.
It is a dated dig, but she sold those shots and getting thrown down the ramp. I was like, holy shit.
She's Bayley, and she's freaking amazing.
She is. But yeah, that's all we've got.
We did it.
I loved the set. I loved Vince McMahon coming out and talking to the audience.
Mm-hmm.
The musical performances were nice too. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, solid WrestleMania. WrestleMania week overall, total top.
Yeah. I mean, there was a couple of clunkers and a couple of miscues and missteps, but you know what?
That's any wrestling show.
It's wrestling, guys. Relax. Shut up. Like, things happen, you know?
Yeah, agreed. 100%.
All right. So, Joey, anything else you want to plug before we end this show?
Of course. I want to plug myself. But no. So social media.
Pummeling Finn Balor. Just think, oh. And while he's daydreaming about that, I'm Tommy Purr, and you can find me on Instagram at _man_diva. You can find me on Twitter at rare_form, RAWR_form. You can purchase my merchandise at storefrontier.com/merchandise. And you can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/officiallyperfect. And Joey, snap out of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can find me at Joey_Mayberry on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me at Joey.Mayberry on TikTok. Also, if you like this show, please subscribe right down here. Also, please like this video. Send us a comment. Let us know what you're thinking about the show. Let us know what you think about us, because we're conceited and we like hearing about ourselves. Also, please go and check out this show streaming podcast form wherever you stream podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. And also, please check out Ring the Bell, where I'm hosting Ring the Bell Live every single Saturday, and I will feature Tommy Purr on that show whenever he gets a Saturday free.
Which never. But I'm trying. Boss gets vaccinated soon, so I'll be able to do Ring the Bell.
Woot! Well, I can't wait. And until next next week.
Was that a legitimate slip, or were you making a joke?
I was making a joke, but it really didn't land like how I wanted.
No, but it sounded like a legitimate slip. Until next WrestleMania, we're going back into hibernation. And once again, if you guys enjoyed the show, I'm Tommy Purr, and this is Joey Mayberry. And if you didn't enjoy the show, then I'm Katya, and that's Trixie Mattel.
And I do great hand artwork.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We are really proud of ourselves for getting this done in under a little bit under an hour and 10 minutes. So it's awesome.
Yay! And we will see you next week. We love you. Goodbye.
I tolerate some of you. Bye.
Oh.